Da-na-na-na-na. Are we in? Are we off? Are we ready to do this? Big game for the Niners, big game for us. Here we go. Just waiting now for the game to kick off. We've got to get through all the getting ready for all the adverts and so forth. So you'll hear the game, you'll hear the commentary and so forth. Big game.
Popcorn worthy, 4-0 against 3-1. Top offenses and defenses. Battle in the Bay Area tonight. 40th chapter between.
Just wait for it to kick off. Sunday night football. Huge game for the Niners. But we are just ready and waiting to kick off. Just taking time. Trey Lance is on the bench. Trey Lance is there. Trey Lance is ready. Trey Lance wants to go. No, we're just ready and waiting. Brock Purdy, 9-0 career regular season record as starting quarterback. Okie dokie. Just waiting now. NBC Sport. So the NFC East, the Eagles are 5-0 now. The Cowboys are 3-1. The Commanders are 2-3. And the Giants 1-4. NFC West, Niners 4-0. Seahawks 3-1. Rams 2-3. And Cardinals 1-4. Bryant Young, 2022 Pro Football Hall of Famer introduced. Just waiting. Just waiting. Slowly about to kick off.
Fun. Cowboys won the toss, defer the option. Brandon Aubrey, the rookie out of Notre Dame, will kick it off. Back deep to receive Ray McLeod for the 49ers. Giving us so many great memories. How about we make another one? Cowboys, Niners, and off we go.
Boom. Big game. Here we go.
McLeod will let it go. San Francisco gets to 25. And here's their offense.
Brock Purdy, Iowa State.
Christian McCaffrey, Stanford.
Kyle Juszczyk, Harvard.
Brandon Ayuk, Arizona State. Deebo Samuel, University of South Carolina.
George Kittle, Titan University.
Trent Williams, University of Oklahoma.
Aaron Banks, Notre Dame. Jake Brendel, UCLA.
Spencer Burford, UTSA.
Colton McKivitz, West Virginia.
They've been good. 30 points or more each game, averaging just under 400 yards.
Here we go. Brock Purdy starting the game off.
Going up against a stout and respected Dallas defense.
1st and 10, 25-yard line.
Gives him 25.
McCaffrey, top left-hand corner.
Juszczyk blocking for him. Hand up by the face mask as he gets a couple of yards.
Face mask down.
They're looking for a flag on that play. And they got one. Donovan Wilson buzzing down from the safety spot.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 6, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And Winnetka, our referee tonight.
Chopper grabs him as well.
Yeah,
pulls his head
don't
down.
need a whole lot of help on that one. I tell you, that Christian McCaffrey had some game last week, didn't he? He has proven not only is he a tremendous runner, but he can carry the load in the passing game as well.
27 touches, 4 touchdowns against the Cardinals. His usage has become a question, and Elijah Mitchell, his main backup, is out of the lineup again tonight. Purdy to the air for the first time. Brandon Ayuk has been on a roll to start this season. Got about 9 as the Cowboys converge. As you look at Brock Purdy, he was ready for the opener after the elbow surgery in March. He picked up right where he left off last year. Highest passer rating in the league through 4 weeks. 262nd and final pick of that 2022 draft. His first 9 regular season starts of his career. The lone loss coming when he got hurt in the championship game against the Eagles. 2nd and inches here for the Niners.
2nd and inches. Tackles down the middle, right, over for a first.
Side on the first down at the 44 against the Dallas defense.
DeMarcus Lawrence, Butler Community College.
Jonathan Hankins, The Ohio State University.
Oso Dikazua, UCLA. Dorrance Armstrong, Kansas.
Micah Parsons, Penn State.
Leighton Vander Esch, Boise State.
Stephon Gilmore, South Carolina.
Jaron Curse, Clemson. Donovan Wilson, Texas A&M.
Malik Hooker, The Ohio State University. Deron Bland, Fresno State.
They have given up the fewest points in the league through 4 games, but they've also played the Giants, Jets, and Patriots offenses.
Like this. My whole face is not showing the game.
First and 10.
Purdy hands off, throws deep, right. Oh, by you. Over for another first.
At the 33-yard line.
At the 33 yards.
Terrific opening drive for the 49ers.
Because I'm not showing the full game. You're just listening to
Brock Purdy picking up right where he left off a week ago when he set a new 49ers completion percentage record.
I'm not showing the full game.
Really? Over some of the guys they had playing quarterback here. And
technically not copyrighted. I'm talking over the commentary,
the
but you can hear the
game,
commentary
and he
when you do
comes
the
out
live
just
plays.
as hot in this one.
So there you go.
Ended up 20 of 21 in the win over the Cardinals. The Niners have run 4 plays. They have 3 first downs. 33 hard count, flag down, slanted Deebo Samuel, who loses the football,
and it's been recovered by the Cowboys.
And Dallas is on it.
But there was a flag on the field
before that happened. Flag thrown right away.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass.
And the incompletion on top of that. And now Alan Eck and company will converse and tell us the flag.
Offside, number 11 defense, jumping into the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Play, first down.
That's on Micah Parsons.
All right, a lot to unwind here. This is the first time that Micah Parsons in this game has played over Trent Williams, the great all-pro left tackle of the San Francisco 49ers. He had been playing on the defensive left side, so I'm really curious to see how this is going to go tonight. If we get Micah Parsons against Trent Williams, that's as good as it gets in this league.
Popcorn worthy, right? Bring your popcorn.
Yes, sir.
So 1st and 5 after the flag. And Purdy up top, quick. Once again, Deebo trying to put the ball out to get the maximum yardage there. He's going to be marked short of the first down with 2nd and short coming up. Fun when these guys have the ball on offense because it's Kyle Shanahan calling plays and Dan Quinn running the defense. They were together when Dan was the head coach in Atlanta and Kyle was the offensive coordinator for 2 seasons.
And I don't think I have to say this, but 2 of the great play callers in the National Football League on their respective sides of the ball.
So again, 2nd and short.
Purdy hands up to McCaffrey, down deep, right, over for a first.
Patient.
To the 19
first
down.
Patient and physical, which he combines so often. Inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
You're going to see fullbacks on both these teams, and so for the 49ers, they just want to get their guy in space. And you're going to see Christian McCaffrey just as much in space because of the passing game as he is the running game. But he really is, since he came over in that deal from Carolina, this has been a different football team.
He leads the league in rushes, touches, and rushing yards, and yards from scrimmage. In time for the league lead to start the week in touchdowns. From the 19, 5 in the pattern for
going for a run himself, no, throws deep, right into the end zone, caught by Kittle. Brilliant, open, brilliant. Absolutely perfect.
First of the year for George Kittle, a perfect opening drive.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're going to get a drop in this area, but Kittle is going to go across the back here and end up, because they're jumping the routes on the defense's left side. There's nobody left deep over there. Just a brilliantly designed play.
I was only just about covers Kittle, but too late.
Happy third round pick out of Michigan. Jake Luder knocks through the extra point. There's a flag down as well after the extra point.
But there's a flag on the field.
Well, you said it, Chris. An ideal start for Kyle Shanahan. Purdy's athleticism out of the pocket, capping off that touchdown. Alan Eck just asking what they'll do with this flag here. Looks to be on Dallas.
Offside, number 99, defense. The extra point kick was good. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Timeout.
Ooh.
7 plays, 7.
Right, so good start so far. Good play by Purdy to Kittle. Really good play. And there you have it on that. So it ain't too bad so far. So at the moment, all too good. Doing well. Good start to the game. Not too bad at all. But there you have it. Not too bad. Purdy to Kittle was really, really good. That was smooth. Now we are just waiting. Flipping out. But yeah, Purdy to Kittle was an excellent game plan. Really well thought. Really well thought of.
Jake Moody kicks it off. Devontae Turpin back deep. He'll let it go. Dallas's offense starts at the 25, and here they are.
Dak Prescott, Mississippi State.
Tony Pollard, the University of Memphis.
CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma.
Brandon Cooks, Oregon State. Michael Gallup, Colorado State.
Jake Ferguson, Wisconsin. Tyron Smith, USC.
Tyler Smith, Tulsa.
Tyler Biadasz, Wisconsin.
Zach Martin, Notre Dame.
Terrence Steele, Texas Tech.
So Tyron Smith back in there means the 5 projected
Cowboys
starters together for the first time ever in a game. And they start from the 25.
Boom.
First run,
Prescott
Tony
hands off.
Pollard. 1 yard, that's it. Thrown down by Nick Bosa, as always active off that defensive line.
Well, what do? When you get players like this, you try and run at them, and that doesn't work, so you try and run away from them, and then they chase you down from behind. We're going to see 2 of those kind of players in this game out here tonight. It sort of billed as a defensive battle, right? But after that first drive, I'm not sure what we're going to get.
After Lipke, the fullback in for Dallas.
So,
Dak
that's
is
what
back
the ball throws
and
full down.
firing. Overshot
Nearly caught
and
it.
incomplete.
That was an incomplete
Right,
pass.
Schoonmaker is tight end, so Dak Prescott, we talked about an impact of a new offensive approach, and so far it is showing in one big number, the completion percentage, very high. And another number, only one interception. Remember, he tied for the most in the league last year with 15, and that was missing over a month of the season. McCarthy, part of that. It's called the Texas Coast offense. You see 10 Niners up on the line for 3rd and 9.
Prescott's got the ball, throws cheeky left.
Up top for Michael Gallup. Nothing doing. Blanketed by Diamador Lenore. That is a very quick 3 and out for the Cowboy offense.
So, Mike, you're going to see CeeDee Lamb is sort of the primary target tonight, and the 49ers know that as well. So, they're right off the bat, they go double team, so Dak has to come off of that one. Somebody else tonight, and they've had receivers that have been hot in the last few games, but either a Michael Gallup, a Brandon Cooks, a Jake Ferguson, somebody is going to have to take some pressure off of CD tonight.
There's Ray McLeod, Chris waiting for the Brian Anger punt. Good start to the season for Anger, 5th in net kicking thus far this year.
No.
Hang time, 52 on the kick. McLeod is tackled right away.
Yeah.
Phenomenal coverage by C.J. Goodwin, one of the gunners for this Dallas team. There's Sam.
So, quick turnover to the offense of the Cowboys and didn't get nowhere. Tried to throw it downfield, but the 49ers just covered it over. Couldn't get anywhere. So there you have it. Not good on the offense of them. Now we're just waiting. So yeah, not too bad at all. Been good so far by the offense of the Niners, and good by the defense so far. Cowboys not so good, but we're only in the early stages. So there you have it there. Now we're just waiting for the game to kick off. That's why the adverts are muted. Now we're just waiting. Just waiting. Nearly there, and we are back in.
In Levi's Stadium, been here for 10 years, hosted Super Bowl 50, will host Super Bowl 60. 49ers who scored again on an opening drive. They've done it each of their 5 games this year. Drive 2 starts at the 23.
Hand up to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey to the left. Big yardage on these plays here. 5 on the carry there. He's handed the ball from Brock Purdy. You know, Chris, after last year's wow factor, when he comes in, beats Brady and the Bucs in his first start, and it just keeps rolling, you're saying, okay, how real is it? So as you watch the tape, what do you see of Brock Purdy, the quarterback, in year 2?
the most important thing in a quarterback in my mind, and that is the ability to process very quickly. Everybody you talk about, as far as the defense of the Cowboys or anybody that's played him, they go, he just makes such quick decisions. He goes from 1 to 2 to 3 like he's been playing in this league for 10, 15 years.
Gain of 5. McCaffrey again, busy again, productive as well. Bumped down after a gain of 3, 3rd and 2. Oso Digizua working off the line to make the tackle.
You know, but it really is. There's so many different guys to talk about in this game here tonight, but Marcus Lawrence certainly is going to be one of them. We have him as the highest rated defensive player, defensive lineman in the league, and yet all we ever end up talking about is Micah Parsons because he's so flashy on the other side. So these two edge players for the Dallas Cowboys, they have to have a game. I mean, they really do. They have to impact Brock Purdy, and so far they have not at all.
3rd and 2 here. Purdy's pass is deflected and knocked down. Jonathan Hankins impacts the game, getting an arm up, and will force the 49ers 3 and out.
Isn't it funny that sometimes the guy who knows he's not going to be a factor as a pass rusher? I mean, let's just face it. Jonathan Hankins, one of those guys, going to stop the run. He's in there to control things, and he's just sitting and waiting and knocks that one right down.
He headed that one, just deflecting off his helmet, but big for the Cowboys. Turpin goes back. Mitch Wisnowski from Perth, Australia, to kick it away. League leader in hang time. That's why the fair catch on a kick of 48. Turpin's got it at the 21. That's where Cowboy drive number 2 will start.
All right, so nowhere for Purdy this time. Tried to make some decent plays, but got nowhere. Like I said, it's going to be a very interesting game. Very tight game. We'll just see how it goes. Now we're just waiting. Just waiting now. Just waiting. Bloody on time, I know that. Just waiting. Alright, nearly there. Nearly back in the game. So, last play, Purdy tried to get the ball going. Going to get the ball going, but defense of the Cowboys was on it. And now we're just waiting. And we're back in.
Sourdough out here, right?
This is now Cowboys offense to take it.
Drive 2 for the Cowboys.
On the 20-yard line.
21.
Prescott's got the ball.
Tackle swinging
Back
out to Tony Pollard. Not going anywhere. That is a physical, tough, really good linebacker. Drake Greenlaw throws him down for a loss of a couple.
these two linebackers for the San Francisco 49ers, we could just show them all night, not show anything else, and you would be entertained. Now, Dre Greenlaw has a little bit of an attitude. Is that fair?
A little bit?
A little bit of an attitude. He's gotten a few penalties during the course of his career, but you love having guys like that on your team.
Oh,
Fifth year for
second and
Arkansas.
11.
Loss of a yard
That's got the
officially.
ball, throws right.
Scott
Cool.
throws. Nice catch there by CeeDee Lamb. It'll be third and short against the 49er defense.
Cleveland Farrell, D-Line University.
Eric Armstead, Oregon.
Javon Hargrave, NC State. Nick Bosa, The Ohio State University.
Fred Warner, BYU.
Jay Greenlaw, Arkansas.
Charvarius Mooneyman Ward, Macomb High School. Isaiah Oliver, Colorado.
Talanoa Hufanga, USC.
Tashawn Gibson, Dallas High School.
Diamador Lenore, Oregon.
Best defense in the league last year in points and yards allowed.
That's
Great
got the
start
ball.
this
That's got
year.
the ball. Coming for a sack. Down on the ground.
And it's Nick Bosa.
By Bosa. Brilliant.
Just his second sack of the year. He's been getting close. Finally breaks through.
Brilliant. Bosa is not mucking around.
He's done throughout the course
He's
of his
back in
career
form.
when
Look
the
at that.
moments are their
Pushes
biggest.
through
He
the
comes
offense.
through,
Straight
and
to
that's
Dak.
the matchup that terrifies the Cowboys tonight. Terrence Steele coming off of ACL surgery and matched up against one of the best and the defensive player of the year a season ago. So far, it's been no match.
Right anger for the second time. Back-to-back 3 and outs for Dallas. Good kick, fair catch, 48-yarder. Ray McLeod secures it at the 30. Dallas 6 plays. Just a couple of yards.
Brilliant. There's going to be a lot of turnovers in here, I'm telling you. Loads of turnovers. So Dak couldn't get nowhere. Dak got the sack by Bosa. Second sack. Like, this is unreal, people. Unreal. And now we've got to wait. But it hasn't been a bad start so far. Nothing major. And now we're just waiting. And now we're waiting for the adverts that do take a little bit long. Still waiting for these adverts. Slowly getting back in. "4K Skycam", sponsored by Walmart Plus.
San Francisco, as we look at the matchup here.
Towel off the tape. Scoring offensive down 3.10 fourth. San Francisco 31.3 third. Scoring defense 10.3 first. Fourth. Game intervals between 16 rows. 30 PPG and 15 PPG allowed. Okay.
The top teams in the league.
Here we go.
San Francisco's had the better of it, as each team has had 2 drives. Drive 3 for the Niners, starting at their own 30. Purdy chased from behind and will be brought down. Jaron Kearse was all over that. Untouched. Micah Parsons comes along for a loss of a couple of yards.
Yeah, great job here by Kearse coming off the edge, and it's a good call because you're going to have Micah Parsons loop inside, which is going to give the direct path to Purdy there on the outside for Jaron Kearse, and that added speed just enough to allow him to get there. And so they could not get there with just their four-man rush, so they're bringing a little help out of the secondary. Good call by Dan Quinn.
Boom, and
Loss of 2.
after
There's a toss to Deebo
Samuel,
Samuel.
going top left, keep going.
And getting about 10 yards on that as he's bumped out of bounds. Yard and a half shy of the first down.
I always try to imagine what it would be like if you're a 190-pound cornerback to see Deebo Samuel coming
Samuel
at
just
you.
runs
Right? I mean, he's
top
all
left.
thighs. That's all
Can't
he
even
is.
get
That's the entirety of his
26 will get
body.
him 33
And that time,
just
Deron
about
Bland
to him.
knew what he had to do to get to
Mad.
him. He just couldn't get him on the ground
really
once
good
he
wide
got there.
receiver.
And that's one of the
Samuel,
things they're
27,
really
South
concerned
Carolina,
about with this
it's the
49ers
Pro Bowl
offense.
of the
Is we
2021
keep saying
season.
we're a really good tackling defense with Dallas. We have to prove it. These
Third and
guys are
one.
hard to get on the ground.
The 12th run of the year for Samuel. 3rd and 1.
Went through.
McCaffrey taking and getting the first down just past the 40-yard line as Wilson comes to knock him down. And Chris, that's one of the fun parts of the San Francisco team. The ability to interchange so many guys makes it really hard on a defense.
It really is. It's almost positionless football on the offensive side because we have seen Christian McCaffrey line up and play outside as a wide receiver. Juszczyk plays as a wide receiver. We've seen, obviously, Deebo Samuel play a lot at the running back position. But what it does in conjunction with all the motions that they use, it forces the defense to kind of just stay put. And that's going to give them strategical advantages during the course of the game.
40-yard line.
Personnel, different look, and
McCaffrey
they still run with
in the middle,
McCaffrey
down to the top left.
to the 45-yard line. Pick up
Only just
about
made
4
it.
yards.
Second
Kyle
and
Shanahan,
4.
he saw his play sheet
Second and
there
5.
earlier. We watched him. He calls the plays and is the head coach. And he works on that play sheet to the
Oh, second and
very
6,
end.
sorry.
He is grinding even on a Sunday before the game, making last-minute
Second and
adjustments
5.
and tweaks. He's always thinking about, okay, what if this works, that works? And he's one of the great, as you said before, play callers in the league.
Yeah, both head coaches are the play callers. When you think of all the responsibilities that go with being a head coach in the National Football League, and then you got to put that game plan together, you get to do everything but sleep.
Those guys sneak their naps in at the end of the week.
Third got the
To
ball.
be ready for Sunday.
Throws
Ready.
left.
Knocked down again, and again it's Hankins. So Hankins knocks down passes
What's
from the
going
6'1"
on now?
Purdy
So
twice
Purdy's ball
on
comes off
back-to-back
a Dallas
drives.
Cowboys
This one
player,
sets up 3rd and
lands
5.
on the floor.
Yeah, and
incomplete
Hankins
pass.
really was just trying to set up Micah Parsons, who was looping back inside,
Oh,
and yet it
yeah,
gave
damn
him just a little bit of an edge. So many times when you have a great player on that defensive line, you end up paying so much attention to him. A guy like Jonathan Hankins, you go, well, he's not going to hit our quarterback, or he's batted a couple of them down.
Here we go again.
Split McCaffrey out. Empty backfield for Cowboys coming.
Goes the middle.
And a tight window incomplete.
Oh.
Tried to get it to McCaffrey, and Wilson was
There's a
over there.
flag.
Donovan
Got track
Wilson
McCaffrey.
helping
Got
to
caught
break
by
it up.
2
And
defensive
on 4th
players.
down after one first down on the drive.
Incomplete pass, but there was a flag.
See, there's a flag on the near side of the field that I did not see. Buried over here on the sideline.
Offside, number 1 on the defense, lining up in the neutral zone. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
And Jaron Kearse, who made the big play earlier in this drive, this time keeps it going.
No question about it. You're going to see him well across the line of scrimmage right here, and it's an easy call for the officials. And what happens is you've got a receiver on the other side. I think that was George Kittle, and you want to get up and you want to jam him. You know, he's a physical player. He's a big stud of a guy, and he wants to jam him. He just kind of forgot that he was across the line of scrimmage, Kittle was.
Finally, a break for McCaffrey, and Jordan Mason is in the backfield. The second-year man, Mason, runs with physicality and authority to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 7, undrafted out of Georgia Tech.
And I think it's one of the hardest things about playing against the 49ers is you get used to all the motion and the finesse and the plays that they do. And then all of a sudden, here they come right downhill, and they're one of the most physical run teams that you've seen. Kyle Shanahan drills these guys day after day after day on the details of his running game.
Boom. Penalty's got the ball.
43. Right back to him. And a couple of yards for Mason, who had 43 carries last year. And Kyle Shanahan knows you got to be careful with McCaffrey. Don't overuse him, but how do you keep him out of the lineup? He's so darn good.
So good. And Micah Parsons so good as well. Now he's playing off the ball. Watch the move that he makes in here against Aaron Banks. He loops back inside, but can't quite get back to Jordan Mason. But that's what you want out of Micah Parsons. You want to cut him loose. You want to give him an opportunity to make those splash plays. I think the 49ers are okay, though, when he's lining up at linebacker. They keep him off the edge.
Now he's lining up across from Trent Williams. Good against good.
But he's got a ball throws right. Open to Kittle. Gone. Back to the 30-yard line. Over for a first.
Gain of 9.
No, not Kittle. Usyk. Cole Usyk. Nice.
So you end up over here with a fullback on the outside. So you're thinking, run that way. He's in pass protection. What? But it's not. He has been an excellent receiver during the course of his career and pretty good when he gets out in space as well. That was close on the tail end to it of a penalty as well.
Niners bench was looking for it. That hit right at the sideline, properly called. 8 first downs for the Niners, as you see. 2 3 and outs for the Cowboys in this opening quarter. This play is stopped for a delay of game.
Oh.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First out.
First one on San Francisco. 4 penalties on Dallas so far.
He's hot, isn't he? I mean, every detail. And Dallas has had several opportunities. They've had good first down plays. They had a run stop back in the backfield. They've had a pass knockdown, but they can't convert them. You've got to take advantage when the 49ers make mistakes. When you have a defense as good as the Cowboys, they have to win right now.
Middle. Cool. Oh, let go.
But incomplete. Stephon Gilmore, the veteran, was there in coverage. His eyes got really big as the ball was coming his way.
Did so well.
Just incomplete.
So much pressure now on Gilmore to really
running
carry
down.
the load
He goes
against
to the left.
Purdy's
got him as he throws it. He had it in his hand, but as it comes from the
injury on the other side at cornerback, Trayvon Diggs, who's been so remarkable, 2 Pro Bowls the last couple of years. He's out Deron Bland in that position. But it really has to be Stephon Gilmore, who now becomes that trusted #1 to be able to take over and work against those top receivers.
2nd and 15.
2nd and 15.
But he throws middle.
In the middle for Ronnie Bell. It's incomplete.
Dropped by Bell.
Deron Bland, who Chris
Ronnie Bell couldn't get it.
And Bland has been hot. He's had 3 interceptions already in the first 4 games this year.
Yeah, and 2 pick sixes on the year as well. He also leads with 8 interceptions since he was drafted last year. So if there has been an incredible surprise, thank God we have him kind of guy, it definitely has been Deron Bland. He had to take over for Jordan Lewis in the slot when Lewis had the bad foot, and then all of a sudden there they are with Trayvon Diggs down, and he's filled in beautifully.
And he's from Modesto, 80 miles from here, so he's really excited for this game tonight.
Look at this. Got him standing up all over the place.
Good.
And they're going to drop.
Parsons was nowhere. Joe, come on now.
Bust that play up right away.
They tried to make a play. The play walked backwards.
Purdy's
shouting up from the side to go
strong
opposite
performance
side
up
of
front
him.
by Dallas, and that penalty took the momentum.
And
the Cowboys
got
took care of
sacked.
business.
Yeah, a little bit of the
Not
walk
good,
around,
not good
the
at all.
amoeba defense here, right? There's nobody really on the line of scrimmage, and so you're going to set up Parsons with a running start, almost like a receiver. So difficult to try and block somebody from a running start like that, and Parsons now beginning to make a couple of those splash plays.
First and 10 at the 31 and on the move. Wisnowski trying to pin the Cowboys inside the 10-yard line. It is caught on the fly at the 5 by Ronnie Bell. Long field for Dallas. We're back in 30 seconds after this from AWS.
So at the moment, not too bad, but we're not getting like decent amount of plays in. We're not making it good. We're not making it forward enough. It's just not happening. It doesn't seem to work. Not good at all. So it is what it is, but that's
Time of possession, 11:30 for San Francisco, 2:42 for Dallas. They can't win like that. This is a team that's changed their approach to control the ball, and they're not doing it.
Here we go. 5-yard line. Dak's got the ball. Hands it off to a running back, and he's going for it. Bottom left. Made up from the yardage.
Plus the football was it in bounds, or did it go out of bounds?
Oh.
It is recovered on the sideline by Kevin Givens.
So the ball got dropped.
Let's see if anybody was touching the football when they were out
I need to look at this.
It was coming. Fred Warner, the stud on defense, knocked it
So the running back for the Cowboys has gone down there. Oh, the ball's come out as he was running.
Did it touch anybody while they were out of bounds? That's going to be the key to that. Oren Burks or Warner's foot.
It looked like Diamador Lenore was close. Did
Right,
it hit
so
him right
the ball's
here,
come out off his leg.
off his leg,
Still in.
but he
Still
wasn't
in.
out of bounds.
Still in. Still in. Got it.
A recovery by Givens and very close to his right forearm being on the white before he gets it.
I thought he just recovered
So
it
as
cleanly,
the running back's
though. What a
coming
play
in,
by Fred Warner. Just
Warner's
remarkable timing with
punched
that punch.
the ball out with his hand. Come
thought
off
Givens
Hufunga's leg. No, Lenore's leg. Still in. It's still on the grass. Still in play.
There it is off Lenore.
Rolling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense is under review.
That's in.
It didn't touch anybody that was out of bounds.
No, it was in.
Boy, Fred Warner, two-time All-Pro the last.
No, that's definitely in. Sorry. That is definitely in. No. That was definitely in. So basically, the running back's got the ball off the Cowboys offensive. Dak's passed it to him. He's gone down to the right, and as he's going down, Fred Warner has got him. He's gone for his hand, and as he's running, he's punched the ball in between. It's come out, landed off Lenore's leg near the outside line, and it's just rolled on the side, and Givens has just literally just done a dive, and he's just dived in on the ground and covered it back to him. The ball was in, he was in, they're all in. Now they're going to review the play, but I do believe it is in, regardless of what they're saying. I really do. I don't think it was out at all, not by one bit, but we're going to find out one way or another. Just waiting now. Gonna take a while, but we're waiting. Now we're just waiting to see.
Field stands. The fumble is recovered by San Francisco. First down.
We looked at this in replay a lot
So
while you were away. It's amazing. The ball
is
bounces.
official.
This is
The call
Oren
stands.
Burks, 48.
The ball's there. When you see it, the ball
As you
is
said,
there
the
on
fact
the
that
ground.
it hit Diamador Lenore in the leg kept it in bounds, and the recovery by Kevin Givens.
I'm going to tell you, that punch out by Fred Warner is as good as you will see. That is an overhand right that George Foreman would have been proud of right there. Bang. Right
Punched
on
it
the
out
butt.
of him.
Second turnover of the season
Debo's
for
gone
Dallas.
running
Short
left.
field for their defense. And
Up
Debo
to the
Samuel
10-yard
makes it
line.
even shorter as he runs to the edge and is knocked out Just inside the 10-yard line as we get to the end of this first quarter.
Well, so far, Kyle Shanahan's offense looks like Kyle Shanahan's offense, but we expected more out of the Dallas Cowboys, quite frankly. Now, we understand this is one of the great defenses in football with the 49ers, so you never know which way that's going to go. But with the way that they've been scoring and the way they've been playing, I think that we were thinking they were going to be a little more explosive than what we've seen.
San Francisco
All right, 10-yard line.
Play. Hard count. And they don't. This first quarter will come to an end.
And
dominated by the Niners after one.
Quarter done. So, first quarter, really good. Kittle, touchdown. Fred Warner with a great punch through the offense to make it look good. We're looking very good. But yeah, Brill. Can't make it up. A good first quarter. Like I said, Kittle with the touchdown. That went well. Fred Warner with the punch through the ball. I mean, what a play for Dak. For his running back. That went down to the right. I think it was his running back either way. And he's got the ball. Now as he's running, Fred Warner's coming, bang, sorted, done, unreal. Unbelievable. Now we're just waiting to go in for the second quarter. We're in.
Niners lead 7-0 as we start the second quarter.
10-yard line.
Santa Clara, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth,
15
Stark on the
minutes
sideline. And San Francisco starts with 2nd and 4 and pressure here for this Dallas defense, even though it's still early in the game.
Yeah, but they have to stay in this game. And right now is when you need your stars to step up and make a play.
10-yard line, 2nd and 4.
To the left.
Purdy's got the ball, running in the middle, over, up to about the 2nd-yard line. Oh, the ball's come out.
And now the officials are just running into this.
The ball's come out, it was dropped. McCaffrey dropped it. But we don't know if he's recovered it or it's the Cowboys' ball.
They are working the pile. Stritsky, the umpire, is in there digging him out. Dallas ball.
Dallas recovered the ball. Unreal.
We'll get a look to see when it came out.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Dallas.
And Jordan Lewis out of Michigan comes out with the football.
What happened was that McCaffrey lands right on top of Lewis. So nothing ever hit the ground. So as he was grabbing it out, the ball lands in his lap, and I think that is a pretty clear fumble and recovery. What a great job by Lewis just to keep fighting, despite the fact he's getting run over on the play. but nothing
Unbelievable.
hit the ground until right there.
Let the ball roll from his
And
hands.
the ball was gone.
Terry McCauley, our Super Bowl referee back in the studio, concurs with what Chris is saying?
Absolutely. Couldn't said it better myself.
Wait a minute. Let's just stop this moment in time right here.
Well, what's interesting is you think back to last week, and Chris, we were talking about this, getting ready for this week. McCaffrey scored a touchdown rolling on the body of a defender last week, and here it's reversed and comes back and hurts them.
The football gods have a way of evening out, don't they? We know about that on the golf course, too. So, but now for the Dallas Cowboys, this is the Dak Prescott moment, right? You're almost too backed up to try and run your way out against this defense. So they're going shotgun.
On the 1 yard line.
On the 2, Jake Ferguson, the tight end, was the move man.
That's got ball, throws it deep, long down. Deflected and nearly intercepted by the Niners.
Step for step
Jimmy
with Gallup
Ward.
down the sideline.
That is some play by Ward down the field. It really is. And in the backfield, let's give a little credit here to Tony Pollard. We always talk about Ezekiel Elliott and his ability to pass protect. But I tell you, when they picked up Ward last year from Kansas City, I just thought that he elevated this secondary in a very unique way.
Second and
Without
10.
question, he is their A player back there on the edge.
Back in the shotgun from the 2.
Throws left.
Again,
Colts.
by Gallup, goes up and gets it a couple of yards shy of the first down. He had to go high in front of Diamond Lenore. 3rd and 2 coming up.
You know, in many ways, Michael Gallup is kind of that move guy on this offense. He tore his ACL at the end of 2021, had a 1,000-yard season in 2019. And he's been playing much better the last couple of weeks. But if he can take some pressure off of C.D. Lamb, it would make a huge difference for the Cowboys.
It's Lamb in motion. Cowboys seeking the game's first down for Dallas. Dak
is running for it himself.
Pumps again, trying to get away.
Sack.
Not getting away from Fred Warner. Back-to-back big plays by Warner. End series for the Cowboys.
Absolutely brilliant.
What did Mike Tomlin tell us about a week or two ago?
Warner's in the middle. He's
said,
ready, mate.
I've never been in the stadium
and he can't get in.
with Fred Warner. He said, when you play against that guy and you're in the stadium, you feel his presence.
Mate. The play,
and so far, we're
Warner
not even
covered
at
him.
halftime.
Warner
Dak
just covered
Prescott
him.
is feeling his
Where you
presence.
going? Didn't even run. Warner's there.
Pittsburgh in
That's
week 3.
They run.
San
He's
Francisco
just
dominated
like
Pittsburgh week 1.
And
Mike
actually
T
still going
came
left.
impressed.
Just destroyed it for a sack.
Punting
Brilliant.
out of the end zone. McLeod's got some space here at the 48.
McLeod's going for the run.
Trying to pick up blocks.
50-yard line.
Get to the wall. Cut it up. Good return by McLeod to the 37-yard line.
Perfect.
That's a nice 15-yard return for Ray McLeod. And the Niners have it in great field position again.
Fred Warner's winning this game by himself so far.
Right.
He really is. That has been a phenomenal first half already for him. And he is the dynamic leader. He really is. When you watch them play defense and some of these vision zones that they play, he is the guy that is asked to do more than anybody else on the defensive side of the ball. And his attention to detail, just amazing. Like anybody else would have jumped up and tried to knock that one down and lost control of their body. Not him. Jumped up and made the sack.
Referee goes to Purdy. Purdy throws. Brilliant by Kittle. Kittle's open and he's gone. Oh, for a touchdown. Brilliant. Kittle does it twice. Perfect. All team. Mate.
No touchdowns the first 4 games. 2 touchdowns the first 2 quarters tonight for George Kittle.
Unbelievable.
I love this play design right here. So they take everybody on the back end. Make a quick screen to the wide receiver, take the other receiver, wash him all the way across the field. Really sell with the offensive line and the quarterback and the running backs. All that play fake. And there goes Kittle right down the sideline.
Almost like the play the Lions ran earlier today against Carolina for a tight end touchdown with Sam Laporta.
Moody
Jake
with
Moody
the kick.
adds the extra point,
14-0.
and the 49ers making a big statement here early on. The defense limiting the...
Perfect. It's been absolutely perfect. To McCaffrey, to Samuel, to Purdy, to Kittle. What else do you want? Seriously, what else do you want? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Unreal. Now I'm just waiting. Just waiting now. But absolutely brilliant so far with the offensive plays. The plays against the Cowboys have done really, really well so far.
Going. Turpin can't give it
Back
to him.
on
He's
again.
Down at the 22-yard line, pushing and shoving after the play. So Dak Prescott. Been able to do it thus far tonight.
No, we haven't, but it's in there. I mean, this team really needs to get something established. Maybe they can get the run going, but so far it doesn't look like that either.
Here we go. 20-yard line, that's it. Ball running for a run.
Inside run for Pollard for 3. Tony takes it to the 25-yard line, returning to the place where he was injured in that divisional playoff last year.
All right, so let's talk about the Texas Coast, West Coast offense, whatever you want to say. The whole point of it is to not have Dak Prescott turn the ball over like he was. And now who do we have down?
Tyler Biotish, the center for the Cowboys. He had missed week 3 with a hamstring, and we had discussed right at the beginning that this offensive line, the 5 they projected to be the starters, injuries last year, they weren't all together. This year, same as that case. So Brock Hoffman, who started week 3 at center, taking some snaps right now, is Dak.
Yeah, it looked like Isaiah Oliver flying off the edge there, just got into the side of Biotish. And this offensive line, almost across the board, has just had a really tough time. They've Brock Hoffman did play in one game as his replacement, but man, the beat goes on for this offensive line and their struggles.
Yeah, a lot of people were shaking their head. How did Dallas lose to Arizona? Well, we watched Arizona tape because that was San Francisco's last opponent. Cardinals are doing nice things. They're better than people thought. But one of the big problems, 3 offensive linemen were out for Dallas, and they couldn't establish the run.
Yeah, and it was Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and Tyler Biotic. 3, wasn't just any 3, a pretty good 3. You know, the one guy that maybe we should talk about a little bit, though, is Tyron Smith, who is back and playing that left tackle position. And what a remarkable job Tyler Smith at the guard position has been doing. They really think that he's going to be something special, whether he's playing tackle or playing guard.
Saw the
Injured player OL
left guard
Cowboys is off. They replaced him on. Prescott Sanders number 3.
Brandon Cooks popping to the outside. And that gives the Cowboys perhaps their first down. Let's check that mark. Right there, very close, almost there, but just shy.
They desperately need Brandon Cooks to get going. I mean, they didn't pay him to catch hitches and little short slants. He's the one to take the roof off the top of the building, and they need more of that.
Brotherly shove. Can you call it that for the Cowboys?
Definitely.
Given the Eagles are your hated rival?
Definitely not.
So it goes back to your favorite name for it?
The tush push.
And it's a first down for the Cowboys.
There you go.
Their first one of the night.
You know, this is just, who would have ever thought that NFL football would come down to that?
It's like every game. Every time you watch the game, you watch Red Zone Channel, you kind of move around. I'll be very interested to see if the Players Association in the league has something to say about that play next year. I saw a couple of Giants get hurt on that play on Monday night against Seattle. Rico Dowdle, good move inside by Dowdle to get away from Bosa and turn what could have been a loss of yards into a first down game.
Yeah, they call him the Bull. He looked like the Bull on that one, and that was a shot off of Dre Greenlaw. You don't see anybody bounce off of Greenlaw very often. Usually they go straight back, but he picked up another 3-4 yards after Greenlaw hit him.
All right, so the Cowboys have a first down. Took them about a third of the game to get one. We'll see if the offense can get settled in. Down 14. Dak moving in the pocket. On the right sideline to Cooks is brought in at the 45-yard line and will be a Dallas first down.
There you go. If you can't block them, just run away from them, move the pocket a little bit, change things up. But really, this whole drive is really settling Dallas down because they've been able to establish something in the running game. And this whole Texas Coast offense, it can't stand alone. They can't just be a drop back game. It has to be off of the play action.
Here we go again.
First and 10 for Dallas. Speed of Cooks helping out a little bit the last couple of plays. Five-in pattern for Dak. He'll throw it underneath to the 48-yard line to Pollard. And a pickup there of about 3.
Well, there's no question when you're talking
the
about West Coast,
of the
Texas
Niners
Coast,
slowly
whatever it is, it
down
comes
again,
down
and
to footwork. And you'll see Dak Prescott, he'll drop back one little hitch and get the ball out of his hands. And one of the things that's really done a nice job for him, he had so many turnovers a season ago, 15 turnovers in just 12 games, a couple more in the playoffs. But he only has 2 turnover-worthy plays this entire season.
Toss here to Pollard, running to the left, and is strung out in red by Tashawn Gibson. The safety in his 12th year in the league. In the backfield there, it'll set up 3rd and long for Dallas.
You know, every once in a while, there's a player on your team, and Tashawn Gibson is that player as Mike McCarthy looks for an answer here. But Gibson's one of those guys that he was just sort of a stopgap, right? We're just going to keep him until we get the next guy in there. 33 years old, with 5 interceptions. Can't get him out of the lineup. He's just been too valuable.
49ers, his 5th stop in the league. And important on the back end. 3rd and 7. Man rush. Bosa coming after. Dak got rid of it. There goes Jake Ferguson for the first down. Pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Good looking throw to the second-year man out of Wisconsin.
They asked Fred Warner to do everything. That time in man coverage against Jake Ferguson. And he's going to come in and do a little return route. Good enough job on the outside by Terrence Steele to give just enough time. That's a good job by Dak Prescott, using the timing of this offense. Get the ball out of your hands.
The 32. Dak scanning as he moves those feet underneath. Dowdle hangs on as Greenlaw
Down
hits
by
him.
Greenlaw.
Niners trying to say it came out, was incomplete, and the officials agreed. They come, converse, and those who have the angle say incomplete pass.
He's nasty, isn't he? Straight Greenlaw. You watch any kind of 49ers game, and you can't take your eyes off of the two inside linebackers because of plays like that. That's a broken rib waiting to happen right there.
You get a good look at it. That's why the official from the back saw it. He came in with the call. Good communication by the officiating crew. 10. Warner's coming. It's picked up by the center. And the pass by Prescott is complete to CeeDee Lamb, fighting for extra yards right around the 26-yard line.
You know, Mike, one thing I've seen out of the 49ers already out here is with Steve Wilkes, they're willing to play a little more man coverage than what they've done in the past. Up there, he really feels like he has quality enough guys on the outside playing that man coverage to expand and put some pressure on an offense. Because what it does, if you take away that first look very quickly, it gives those pass rushers a chance to get off.
Tyler Bionis, starting center.
All they've got to do is stop in his play before they get to the 22-yard line, which is third and 4. Oh, he throws it deep down right. Colt. Disgraceful.
What a play! Speed on display. Cavante Turpin gets the Cowboys on the board.
Terrible.
Oh, did he take off?
Unreal.
All you can say is beep, beep. He was flying out of that motion. And one thing we've learned out of the league this year is that guys that are going in motion sometimes add that little extra element of speed. And what did Mike McCarthy tell us about Cavante Turpin? Thought that special teams could end up being the difference in the game because of him. Who knew he'd show up so big in the offensive side?
Brandon Aubrey missed his first kick of the year. He's made 23 in a row now with that extra point. And McCarthy told us.
Wow. Told you, man, the defense has dropped off massively. Not good. Not good at all. What's going on? Seriously. How can that happen? A defense has literally just dropped. Well, it shouldn't have been done like that.
bonsoir, Christophe. I didn't know your French was that good.
Well, you know, I got a lot of skills. I don't like to brag, you know. I just a few things I keep to myself, you know.
But if you show those skills, you can come to Paris with us.
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, you are, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, I'm going with the clients over there.
Oh, you are, really?
Got to keep people happy, yes.
You've invited yourself.
No,
Your management's thrilled to hear that. 42 weeks away in the Paris Olympics. On the networks of NBC, we cannot wait. Looking forward to next summer in Paris already. Touchback, they'll take it over at the 25, and this offense runs with Christian McCaffrey. How about a little fun, little run CMC on the ones and twos. Christian McCaffrey.
Sorry, I can't play the songs, but there you go. Just waiting for the songs and all that to finish. Here we go.
Stuff, but the intangibles to hear about this second generation NFL star. That's the fun stuff about the Christian McCaffrey story.
Here we go.
You know, he is disappointed. Fumbled earlier in this quarter. Caught by the 40-yard line.
Perfect.
And a nice throw for 15. Here's Melissa.
Yeah, Mike, Kyle Shanahan telling us that Christian McCaffrey is neurotic about his preparation. If he drops the ball in practice, he'll get a text from McCaffrey saying, worst practice ever, I'll be better. So I asked Christian's parents, Ed and Lisa, about it. They said that nobody is harder on him than he is on himself. He gets mad at coaches when they say good job. He said, no, don't say that. He thinks good is the worst word. He's begging them, teach me. Tell me how I can do it better.
You can see Eddie Mack and Mom Lisa was a soccer star a few miles from here, Palo Alto at Stanford. There goes Christian on the run for about 6 yards. So you hear that whole story about how obsessive he is. I thought Kyle made a good point. He said it's almost like Peyton Manning and how obsessive Peyton was when he was playing, every little detail. So I reached out to Peyton by text today, and he said Christian McCaffrey reached out to him when Christian was coming in the league. He wanted to know about Marshall Faulk. And remember, Marshall was the eyes for Peyton. I'd say, hey, it's a zone. When Peyton was breaking in, and he studied that, and Christian has found his way to be that kind of a player in the NFL.
You know, the other part of it was really talking to Fred Warner, talking about some of the training camp battles that they had. I'll pick it up in a minute.
2nd and 4.
Buddy's got the ball, throws deep left, and there's no one there.
Incomplete. The Cowboy defense asking for a flag for intentional grounding, which we've seen a few times in the NFL over the last couple of weeks. If no receivers in the area, even if it was a mistake on a route, they've thrown flags.
Quarterback was outside the pocket, and the pass landed beyond the line of scrimmage. There is no intentional grounding.
And that's why there wasn't there. Take a peek at that tackle box.
He danced a few steps to his left, and I'm going to assume got out of there. It was close. Terry, 1 foot out enough?
It is, Chris. Anytime he's right on the edge, the quarterback gets the benefit of the doubt, and they put him in.
An explanation there to understand why we're at 3rd and 4 and not the loss of down, and 3rd and much longer.
Birdie's got the ball. Birdie's got the ball.
Underneath. McCaffrey got hit hard. That pass is incomplete, and a flag does come down as it's thrown from the back. Flag and a hat thrown.
A flag and a hat thrown. And
As
McCaffrey got caught up by two defensive players.
He got tagged.
Incomplete pass, but what was it?
Guy looks over the sideline, says he's okay. And the flag, sometimes the hat gets thrown if the receiver's out of bounds, but that hat was thrown towards the middle of the field.
I think it's a second
There
flag.
are 2 fouls. Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 1 of the defense. That penalty is declined. That's his first foul towards disqualification. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 1 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, and an automatic.
Wow, and
both on J-Ron Curse, and the drive will stay going, and McCaffrey stays for the moment on the field.
Boom.
I thought it was going to be called on Donovan Wilson right there.
Oh.
And then J-Ron is, I don't know what he did after that. It was a great play by Wanye Thomas, and I guess the taunt came after.
The standing over him part is what they call for that. So I believe the penalty was called on the wrong number. Should have been on 6, but they got the flag on one for the unsportsmanlike conduct, which carries over to second.
40-yard line, first and 10. Thanks for the sportsman light and the penalty.
Stays in the game, doesn't get looked at, and he's thrown down by Leighton Vander Esch, who's had a very good start to his season for Dallas. A loss back to the 41-yard line, loss of 3.
Yeah, Vander Esch has become such an instrumental part of this defense. He really has. He's second on the team in tackles, but he has taken over the leadership role and making the calls and understanding what the entirety of the defense has to do. It has been a little bit of a rough go so far for this linebacking crew. They thought they had something in Marvian Overshone, but he ends up hurting. Everybody had to fill in behind.
Big 12 pressure on screen coming. McCaffrey's
got McCaffrey on the run. Brilliant over. Up to the 20. Tackled at the 20. Perfect. Didn't see that coming, did you?
A pickup of 21 and a first down for San Francisco.
Nothing worse than when you come out and you're playing linebacker and you see the screen and you know it's there, but they also have two guys right in front of you. Nobody runs the screen pass quite as well as the Shanahan family does. And when you've got a weapon like Christian McCaffrey in behind you and people like Trent Williams that can get out in front of it, it's a lot of athleticism to try and stop.
First and 10.
McCaffrey a break. Jordan Mason in. Mason's got the carry. And Mason
straight to the middle
for that offensive line. Inside the 15-yard line to the 14. That's 8 on first down.
They're doing a lot of stunts and loops and trying to get after the quarterback. That time you're able to see Oso Digizuwa try and come out, and they're trying to loop inside. But every once in a while when you do that, you can go right downhill at a defense and attack it and just pop one. So yeah, you want to get pressure, but you also have to be fundamentally sound when you're playing the running game.
As have Ross Dwelly, one of their other tight ends in the lineup. Tight ends in here to block. Mason has got the first down around the 10-yard line with Deron Bland and Donovan Wilson there for the tackle. Under 4 minutes left in this first half. Niners trying to get back to a 2-score lead.
Yeah, the other interesting thing, Mike, for me is that the 49ers probably do motion more than anybody, maybe the Miami Dolphins, but they really have used that, and the Dallas Cowboys aren't overreacting to it. We're not seeing them making big shifts. So if Kyle Shanahan wants to, he can put the players and the matchups that he wants out there on the field by using that motion, just like they're doing here.
First and goal, Purdy,
to Debo. Oh, Debo was so
close. Down at the 1-yard line. Man, they are popping pads. Damone Clark had the first shot.
So close, second and goal.
From the 1-yard line as Samuel hangs on.
And here's exactly what I'm doing or talking about. We're talking about Debo Samuel is going to go out in motion here, and then that's going to match him up against the inside linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch. That's a wide receiver on a linebacker. You're going to take that all day long, but that's the kind of advantage now that Kyle Shanahan is gaining.
Second and goal, 1 yard.
McCaffrey a touchdown, 13 straight games. He's in the backfield. McCaffrey to the goal line.
Straight through.
14 straight games with a touchdown.
Perfect.
And late flags as there has been a bunch of yapping and pushing post-play. It'll be after the score, and we'll sort it out. But McCaffrey has his 7th rushing touchdown.
Brilliant.
I'll tell you what, he hit Jonathan Hankins at about 330 pounds right in the chest and moved him into the end zone.
But that's what you were talking about, what Fred Warner told us, the competitiveness and the toughness that McCaffrey brings to practice and the games.
That's exactly right. And it's interesting, this conversation here.
Of what you do with the flag?
The play resulted in a touchdown. After the play was over, personal foul, number 65 of the offense. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
I tell you, Aaron Banks threw a right hook on that one. Well, they didn't throw a right hook. It was an open hand, but went right to the face. So that's going to be the foul.
And the discussion with Mike McCarthy was, do you want to push him back and make it a 48-yard extra point, or take it on the kickoff? And we'll take it on the kickoff, try to get it into the hands of Turpin and get a return. So Jake Moody comes on,
21
banks through the extra point, and the 49ers have 2 touchdowns here in the second quarter.
Listen, man, Banks needs to keep his head on a call. You understand? He kept calling. Why is he pushing or you know what I mean? Why is he giving someone like a right fist? You know what I mean? Chill out, man. Honestly, but we're doing good. Kicking ass so far. Doing absolutely well, as we should do. And I'm liking every minute of it so far. I thought it would be a tight game, but yet again, time will tell. So we'll just wait for the adverts.
Towns around here, Palo Alto, Menlo Park. So the penalty moved the kickoff back to the 20. Les Turpin waiting at the 15-yard line for it. Good directional kick. He's going to catch it at the 20. And go up the sideline. Dallas will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
All right, let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS, and it has been a tough.
No music, can't do music. CeeDee Lamb versus man coverage. 2 receptions, 14 yards. Here we go again.
The offense can get going. This is their best field position of the night.
34-yard line. Dak Prescott got the ball. Prescott got the ball throws right goal.
Pocket throws to Jake Ferguson. He'll gain 5. Well, listen what's going on.
So, Mike, after the Cowboys' last drive, Dak Prescott came to the sideline, went to the athletic trainer straight to him, pointing to his right hand, wiggling his right finger. They taped his middle finger. And then he spent the entire 49ers drive on the bench looking at his tablet. But just before taking the field, he took the tape off and retaped it.
So we watch for accuracy and velocity. That one incomplete to Pollard. Of course, we were there the opening night last year when Dak hit his thumb and got injured. And there you see where that tape job is.
Yeah, there's nothing like being a receiver or a quarterback and feeling like that, but there's nothing you can do. I mean, Dak understands his role with this team and this offense. He's not going anywhere, not against this team. He's got something to prove, but this is a big drive here right before the half.
Dallas gets the ball to start the second half. They'd love to go down the field and get some points and blunt the momentum. 3rd and 5. Close to taking care of. Dak underneath. Ferguson, nothing.
Down,
nothing.
Wow, we've got
Isaiah
it covered.
Oliver again.
Defense is alive,
Comes up big.
on fire.
And Dallas is going to have to punt it away as we hit the...
Brilliant. 2-minute warning of the second quarter. And we have done really, really well. Really, really well. At the moment, the 49ers offensive team has done wonders. Done blindly, brilliantly. Just kept the ball going, yes. We've had a few plays, a few drives that just hasn't worked. But now they've got the confidence again. They've gone back. They've gone back and they've gone back. And they've just kept on going, which is brilliant. Defensively, out this world. As you said, good, very good and great. I say very good so far because we'll let them have a touchdown, which I thought could have been covered. I think it was by Gibson. But hey ho. It's what it is. But it's a very good offensive team. Very good defensive team so far. Other than that, Dak Prescott's team, offensively, defensively, nowhere near. Nowhere near good so far. Not having a good time, they're not having a good time, sorry. We're not. But there you go.
At the back end of week 5.
Back in again.
Offense lingered out there for a moment. Now the punting unit is out, and Brian Anger set to kick it away.
49ers defense still out there, though.
Always Foster, the special teams coordinator. There's always a wrinkle and a trick up his sleeve. Cloud comes back to the 5 to get it. From the sideline, he gets out of bounds at the 19. Gets a decent turn out of that. Long field for the Niners. We're back in 30 seconds.
So just waiting until the first half calms down. Just waiting. Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows home improvement.
Next time out for San Francisco when they play at Cleveland. Let me just go back to that, Chris. Do you like the decision there? Mike McCarthy kicked the ball away at that point?
I'll tell you in a minute.
You are slow. The 18-yard line. Side run. And Eagles going to take it out for about 8 or 9 yards. Almost lost the ball on the way down as Van Der Esch was trying to pop it away.
Now, Micah Parsons been moving around here a little bit and trying to disrupt. I don't think they want him one-on-one matched up with Trent Williams. You see Williams coming down and blocking on him there, but they're trying to create some big negative plays on early downs with Parsons, and they've had a couple out here tonight, but not enough. And a couple of first downs here, and I think you'll see the 49ers really open up their offense.
Set a timeout, 11 left. Kyle Shanahan walked down to the sideline and took the timeout here right as the play clock was running down here. 2nd and 2 coming up.
Oh, first time out.
11 to go. All right, so what do you think so far?
I think Brock Purdy is as advertised. You know, it's so funny. You watch them, and you come away, and you're going, oh, they've got Debo, and they've got Kittle, and they've got Ayuk, and McCaffrey, and you pay attention to all that. And then, meanwhile, sitting in the middle of the huddle and playing point guard and distributing, and at the end of the day, you go, man, that's a really good-looking team, and then you almost ignore the role that he is playing in this offense. We're talking about Dak and adapting the West Coast offense. This kid has it figured out.
And he's making just under $890,000 a year, which is great money for most people in America. But in terms of football quarterbacks on great teams, it's peanuts. Van Der Esch tackles McCaffrey. 3rd down coming up. Let's see who's going to take a timeout here. Dallas will. More on Purdy. Here's Melissa.
Well, Mike, Brock Purdy was always around baseball and played as a kid because his dad, Sean, played in the minor leagues, but his parents said he always had a football in his hand. All he ever wanted to do was be a pro quarterback. When he started tackle football at the age of 12, the coaches asked, what position do you want to play? He said, I'd like to play quarterback. And they said, if not quarterback, what other position? And he said, quarterback.
Born for it. Dad was a thrower in his day. Dad was a minor league pitcher, 8 years, including some time in the San Francisco Giants organization. They've been along for this incredible ride as well, as Brock Purdy went from 3rd string guy who they didn't know would make the team, last pick in the draft, to now quarterback in this terrific offensive machine. And the Dallas timeout, 3rd and 2. Cowboys trying to stop and get the ball back here. Debo Samuel comes to the backfield. McCaffrey in motion.
And
Purdy's throw is incomplete. He couldn't hang on. Jordan Lewis had a hand in there to make it a difficult catch, and Dallas will get a chance to get the ball back here with a minute to go and 2 timeouts.
Big play by the Dallas Cowboys defensively. They could not allow them to eat up this clock. And now for Dak Prescott, it's that moment, right? You jump into the no-huddle offense, you get it going here, and you start to create something offensively. And I think they've got to get the ball back to some of their star players and let those guys go. CeeDee Lamb would be at the top of my list.
Deuce Vaughn is back for the punt. Devontae Turpin getting his ankle taped. So Vaughn, the rookie out of Kansas State, fields it inside the 20 and takes it forward to the 25-yard line. As the tackle was made there by Demetrius Flanagan-Folds. 50 seconds left. Cowboys have the ball just around the 20.
Ooh. Not too bad, but yet again, I keep saying good, very good, great. Offensively, we've done very good, but it's coming down to the point it's going back down to good again. What is going on? This is the problem. I don't understand why we do well and then we just... What's going on? Da-na-na-na-na. Just waiting. Taking long, but just waiting.
Scott escaping,
Going for a long throw
Cooks
to
behind
the
the
left
secondary, but it's out of
ankle.
bounds. Brandon Cooks using that speed, got all the way down the field, but just couldn't stay in bounds as Dak was throwing it to the sideline.
You know what's ridiculous? Who was guarding him on the play?
Warner?
It's Fred Warner running with one of the fastest human beings on earth. It's unbelievable. We saw him in the playoff game a season ago, and he's out there now. He's not gaining on him, but he's not getting blown away for a linebacker either.
Injury to the 49ers. Drake Jackson, the second-year man out of USC, was their second-round pick in 2022. Had 3 sacks against the Steelers. Let's see what happened to him.
Oh,
Bosa gets tied up behind that play.
Yeah, and the way they've been doing this on the defensive line, Cleveland Ferrell, number 94, has been playing predominantly on some of the rundowns this season, and Drake Jackson's been coming in the pass rush situations. The other guy that we haven't heard a whole lot from in this game so far is Javon Hargrave, who has 3 sacks as well. So Jackson and Hargrave had 3 sacks to give you some idea of the significance of this young man.
And one of the things that John Lynch, the general manager of the 49ers, was talking about with us during the week is pass rush is so important for this team. It's when they're at their best. It's part of the reason that John engineered the trade to get Randy Gregory, the former Cowboy, Friday. Got him from Denver with a 7th-round pick for a 6th. Gregory will be back with the team here in San Francisco on Monday. He was visiting at practice Friday, the day he signed. A pass rush up front, the addition of Hargrave, Nick Bosa, obviously. They feel like when they can rush the passer to go with their great stats, they become an elite defense.
Go on, get him. Go on, oh, close. Nearly got him. But that pressure's going for a run on the ground.
Again, it's Warner's sidekick, Greenlaw. The linebackers having a night.
I mean, he just closes so fast. He just looks angry when he starts attacking. Doesn't have to be a quarterback, can be a receiver, tight end, running back, whatever. But watch when he decides to go. He goes, and he is hungry for contact. You could almost tell the amount of respect that Fred Warner had just for the sort of wild-eyed way that he plays the game.
This is interesting. Dallas just kind of shut it down. They got a couple of timeouts,
Boom.
3rd and 11. Shut it down and regroup for the second half. They get the ball to start the half.
Finished.
San Francisco controlled the first half.
Ended.
Niners on top of this heavyweight battle, 21-7. Toyota halftime. To the studio we go. Emery.
So it's now half time. Finished. Done. Ended. Not too bad at all. But it's still got a lot to learn. We'll see what happens in the second half. I'm going to take a quick break, but I shall be back for the 3rd quarter against the Cowboys at 9. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Play clock running down here to start this drive. Shanahan disappointed with the start of the play clock, getting his guys out there. But they get the play off. And it's Jordan Mason with the carry. And Mason over the 46-yard lines. Micah Parsons was running down there, trying to pull the ball out, make something happen for Dallas.
You know, it was one of the fun conversations we had was with the great Trent Williams, the left tackle of the 49ers. And we asked him about Brock Purdy, and he said, you know, I saw him dice up my Oklahoma Sooners, and I didn't forget who that guy was, but I didn't know we had drafted him. And he's out there at practice, and he walks over to Shanahan and says, hey, Coach, who is that guy? He's got a little something, doesn't he? And Fred Warner basically said the same thing.
There was another part of that Williams story that I loved that kind of connected what you were saying about him a moment ago. Here's Mason with the carry for the first down, right around midfield. So Chris told you before, Trent started his career with Washington, and Mike Shanahan was the head coach. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. And he said, watching Purdy, it kind of reminded me when Washington drafted Robert Griffin III and then Kirk Cousins in the same draft, because RG3 was spectacular and highlight. And he said, but I kept watching this guy from Michigan State going, oh, it's pretty good. Ball comes out, the anticipation, yeah, that works. And here he is 13 years later seeing the same kind of thing with number 13. John Feliciano, by the way, is in the game at left guard. Aaron Banks is having his bicep worked on. So back up into left guard. Parsons held out there by Williams. That pass is incomplete. And let's go down the list.
Mike, Brock Purdy's parents, Sean and Carrie, try to come to every one of his games, but the family business is open on Sundays. They've owned a hot tub store in Mesa, Arizona for the last 25 years. And on game day, if they can't find someone to work at the store, they put up this sign, which reads, "Gone to watch a football game." It has Sean's phone number on it, so when people text about purchases, he just says, "Sorry, I'm busy today. My son plays for the Niners."
Well, it's nice of you to keep the number out, but you can go look him up in Mesa if you want to buy a fantastic spot from him. Second down, Brock throws, McCaffrey open, and Chris will be a couple shy of the first down. Jordan Lewis and Marquise Bell bring him down.
How many days a year do you need a hot tub in Mesa? Right? I guess business is good.
We're trying to help them sell hot tubs.
No, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. It gets freezing in there.
Yeah, cool nights.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right. So go get them. You know, you can have some fun. But they're having fun, right?
It's can you imagine being a parent and watching your kid just dice up the NFL the way that he's been doing?
3rd and 2 here. The former Iowa State quarterback. Cowboys bring an extra man. Purdy's going to fire. And Jawan Jennings got it at the 23-yard line. And he'll pick up the first down. Gain of 19 on that throw. And San Francisco has the upper hand on the Dallas defense all night long here.
So they catch him in man coverage, right? And it would have been very easy as they're running this little combination route to not look down the field. But Brock Purdy said, I don't want that little 4-yard throw down the field. I'm going to check deep first and find my guy. I'm just telling you, this guy processes as well as anybody you're going to see in the NFL. I mean, he is going through these reads rapid fire. He's gotten the ball out so fast tonight.
Inside run McCaffrey for about 4 yards to the 19-yard line, inside of 3 here in the third. And we asked Brock, okay, so like you're doing the process of going through to be a quarterback. When did you kind of know, maybe I'm a little bit better, maybe I've got it? I thought he was going to give us something to Iowa State. He went back to 7th grade in a playoff game. 4th down, I roll left, throw a touchdown. And at that moment, he said, I knew it's not too big for me. And he did it at Perry High School in Gilbert, Arizona. Didn't have a lot of success. He took that school to the state championship for the first time. They lost by a touchdown. And then at Iowa State, 46 starts, won the Fiesta Bowl, and had them loving football in Ames. Inside row with Deebo Samuel here, a couple shy of the first down, as he's thrown down by a frustrated Leighton Vander Esch. And we got 3rd and 2 coming up.
All right, was who with it? What?
And it really was. It was Kyle Shanahan that kind of said, you know, when I'm talking to him, he kind of just stares straight ahead, and we got a little bit of dose of that too. Like he's not really looking at you; he's kind of looking through you in some ways. And he said, you know, and I'm telling him, and I go, you got it, and he just sits there for another second. He goes, All right, I got it. Next play, right? And you could just hear the conversation, especially after we talked to him, that he just has this sort of way of focusing in on that one thought.
McCaffrey inside. Right there for the first down at the 13-yard line is the Niners here. Their second drive of this half, just continuing to move the ball effectively. 8 plays on this drive, and they've taken 50 yards in about 5 minutes and demoralized the Cowboys.
Yeah, they really have, and it's been a tough night, but this 49ers offense, it rotates who the star players are. That's what drives you crazy. It's like there are 5 eligible receivers, and it seems like every other game somebody else is the star of the game.
Back down here in the red zone, Kittle thinking about a 4th touchdown. McCaffrey the run. Goes to the 10-yard line. That was Christian's 18th carry of the night, 50 yards against this Cowboys defense.
So the question's going to be, are the 49ers this good? And there's Bland going off, and he has been a really valuable member of this defense. Or are the Dallas Cowboys defensively a little bit overrated? Because coming in, like, they were really, really good. So I don't know. I tend to look at this 49ers team and think it's one of the best teams, if not the best in the league.
Juszczyk working inside to the 2, to the 1. They push him towards the goal line. And he's down at the 1 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Dallas kicked a field goal to start the quarter. Niners had a touchdown. They're knocking on touchdown's door again. After 3 in Santa Clara. 40.
Unbelievable. 28-10. Couldn't make it up. I mean, we pushed and we pushed, and this team just dominates, mate. Absolutely dominates. We've done so bleeding well. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, nothing bad to say about this team.
Those back-to-back playoff losses the last 2 years. Niners ending their season. To this point, not so much. San Francisco trying to add on here at the start of the 4th. First and goal, and it's McCaffrey. To a big pile and nothing there.
You know, Mike, one of the things I have to say about these two defenses, it feels like I felt the speed and intensity of the 49ers defense, and it felt like the 49ers offense kind of neutralized that on the Cowboys team. Does that make sense?
Totally agree with you. It feels like what San Francisco does with physical and the finesse mixed together on offense, just kind of neutralizes you as a defense.
Second and goal.
Second and goal. Play pass. Purdy.
Perfect. Juszczyk. Over 30 points every game that we play. And Juszczyk gets made 34-10.
Number 4 for Purdy.
And this is what happens when you get beat up during the course of the night. All of a sudden now you're so happy that fullback didn't hit you. You go, I got to go stop the run. No. And the fullback's gone, and he gets a walk-in touchdown. So it really kind of forces you to do things out of your comfort zone, and the Cowboys are completely uncomfortable right now.
35-10.
Unbelievable. What a game.
We were speaking. Honored by the crowd here earlier tonight. Looking for another gold rush for Team USA in Paris this summer. 5 deep. It is muffed by Deuce Vaughn. Gets back on it. Dallas will take over at the 25-yard line.
The story tonight defensively for the San Francisco 49ers are these two inside linebackers. It all started early with Fred Warner with the punch out, the forced fumble, then the sack containing Dak Prescott, and then it was Dre Greenlaw. He has just been flying all over the field, delivering big hits like that right there. It looks like it's so simple when you watch this defense play. And yet it's those guys who are really stirring the drink out there.
25-yard line. Prescott over the top through the hands of CeeDee Lamb. Fred Warner buzzing back there. Greenlaw right next to him. We talked to Warner about it, and he said, Greenlaw, it stinks. Sometimes he gets overshadowed because of me. They're both getting the spotlight tonight.
Yeah, and Fred Warner just has such a great feel for what's happening around him. He is able to read not just the quarterback, but also the offensive line. See the way that he is just dropping back immediately? He's reading those offensive linemen, and he knows when they're in that pass set, he's out of there.
There he goes again. Going inside, deflected it. Warner!
Intercepted again. Warner's got the ball.
Lenore had the coverage. Warner's got the pick at the 26-yard line. The third turnover of the Cowboys, and back-to-back drives with a pick.
I can't believe that play by Warner. I really can't. That's what happens when you keep hustling on the football field. He was sprinting the dead opposite direction and somehow redirects to the football. He's got coverage all the way on the left, sees the next route come underneath. He hustles to the ball. It comes right to him. He deserves anything that he gets. He plays hard all the time.
Mate, the defense has been great. The offense has been
Kobe
wonderful.
said that he was willing to sacrifice the really fun things in life that so many people go to bars and do all these things. He dedicated himself to the game of basketball, and Fred Warner said, I decided I was doing the same thing.
Yeah, we hear it from a lot of players, that Mamba mentality, tapping into what was Kobe Bryant's special quality of pushing himself.
Oh, he's gone 10-5, touchdown
Jordan Mason
for Jordan Mason. Oh, mate.
Whoa.
41-10.
I tell you, George Kittle and Micah Parsons have been going at it tonight. Take the initial block, replaces, Kittle goes out, gets another block on the edge, and Micah Parsons gets a shot in the ribs. He limped off the field. This is just a beaten Dallas Cowboys team right now.
Yeah, and Leighton Vander Esch was down for the Cowboys as well. He took a big hit. And the athletic training staff's out to check on the outstanding linebacker for the Cowboys with so many injury issues along the way. He ran into Micah Parsons. You see right there with his head down as he was being pushed by Trent Williams. You think back, neck injuries among the many issues injury-wise that Vander Esch has had to deal with over the years. So that's the concern for the Cowboys here at the moment. Be right back.
Oof.
history that Van Der Esch has. He missed 7 games because of a neck injury in 2019 and underwent surgery in 2020. We talked to him about that this week and just said, you know, after the rehab and all that stuff, he's thinking, wow, I got hurt again after that. You got to be kidding. And he's had a couple of healthy and a couple of very good years. And you just wish him the absolute best as he goes back to get checked out. Jake Moody adds the extra point. And Dallas had given up 41 points in 4 games, and they've given up 42 to this point tonight. So this look at the successful start for Brock Purdy with the 49ers is brought to you by Applebee's. And they turned it all over to a young guy who was born 5 days before the year 2000 kicked in. And
all right, so we're back in, just waiting for the mini adverts to get through.
Big play throws, and in part because the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan are so good running the football, and you can go play action off of that and set up those one-on-ones down the field, something Dallas couldn't establish tonight.
32-10, Dowdle is back for the kick return. Turpin was hurt earlier. If you weren't with us, and it's a touchback of the Cowboys offense. We'll get back on the field. We got a whole fourth quarter left here to kind of discuss and assess, but Chris, this is going to hurt Dallas. They were coming in. I know they lost the game to Arizona, but you mentioned offensive line injuries going into that game. This was a big test against one of the best teams in the league. I think Dallas felt like they were a really good team coming in. This is going to be a shock to the system.
Cowboys get beat
heading back to the Metroplex.
Embarrassment. Here we go.
Side run. Tony Pollard, 7 to the 32.
Yeah, and I think that this was the first real test for the West Coast offense, the Texas Coast offense, and Dak's come a long way with it. I mean, we saw them on opening night, and we've seen them a month later now, and obviously this defense a little too much for this offense.
Screen Pollard, pushing forward, got a big block from beyond it, and takes off to the 42-yard line. Gain of 26 on the play for Pollard.
But I think the important thing to note about Dak Prescott in this offense is they're still very, very young in it. And Mike McCarthy, they haven't even gotten to their 7-step drop protections and some of the different things in this offense. So we'll check back again, you know, as we get closer to December and January. I think it's a good team. It's an excellent defense, but tonight was not their night.
Now quick on the slam.
Oh, interception again.
With the interception. The 3rd interception of the night thrown by Prescott. And the former Green Bay Packer comes up with the pick.
How many times do you think this 49ers defense has seen these plays?
Unbelievable.
West Coast offense. We invented the West Coast.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. What an embarrassment. Unbelievable. They are not having a good night at all. How can that be possible? Like, honest to God, to see this happen to the Niners is unbearable. Well, to say it's an embarrassment is an understatement, but my God, unbelievable. But there you have it. What a turnaround of events. Seriously, you literally couldn't make it up. Couldn't make it up at all.
Trap play that they run inside, or a fullback coming right downhill at him. They wanted Micah Parsons out of this game, and they successfully did exactly that here tonight.
Just a couple of tackles on the night. What you see as a pass rusher, very limited impact on the game. It was the runner-up to Nick Bosa for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL last season. Brock Purdy's night is done. Sam Darnold
So Brock Purdy is down on the field, and
third
Sam
overall
Darnold
pick
taking
of
over.
the Jets back in
Let's see
2018.
what he can do.
The last 6 games for Carolina last year. He beat out Trey Lance for the backup job, is the reason that Lance was traded to Dallas. Darnold, the number 2, in there to close the business for the night as Jordan Mason continues his good performance this evening.
Wasn't Sam Darnold the 3rd overall pick too?
Yes, he was.
So we have 2 3rd overall picks serving in backup roles. It just shows, Mike, you never know. You don't know until they get out here. And every year you go through this whole process of evaluating all these guys and who's got this arm strength and who has that. And yet sometimes it's just those intangibles, right? There's some people that are just built and their brain works faster. It's not that you're smarter, but a guy like Brock Purdy, you can just see the speed of the process.
Mason runs for the first down. He'll take it to the 40-yard line, and we go down to Melissa Starr.
Mike, we saw Cowboys linebacker Leighton Vander Esch take that hit a few minutes ago, stayed down on the field for a few minutes, players immediately taking a knee. He was able to walk off the field. He went straight into the x-ray room. The unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant went in there with him. He remains in the x-ray room. Official word from the team, he is questionable with a neck injury.
Yeah, that history is well known to everybody on that Cowboy staff, all the players as well. And you saw Daniel Cooper, the orthopedic doctor, among those who are right out there, as they will take the greatest care with Vander Esch. A good player and a good guy as well. Terrific tackle in the open field by Jaron Kearse, who's had a couple of big hits tonight. Brings back Mason for a loss. See Purdy, 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Kittle on the night. And the night started with that greeting with Purdy and Trey Lance. And we were talking to Dak Prescott about Purdy, because you think about Dak, although drafted higher, injury gave him his opportunity. He ran through the door, had great rookie success, and went on to have a very good start with his Cowboy career. And he was pretty honest with me. I said, hey, Brock Purdy's probably going to have some adversity at some point this week, next year. Who knows? Dak's been through it. He said the advice is, don't make him feel any different than the guy with a chip on his shoulder, the way he started playing. That's what he tries to do right now. Tyrion Davis-Price with the carry. That was the pregame. And you think about it, Trey Lance was going to be the guy, and then lost that job and that opportunity because of injury. And then Jimmy Garoppolo steps in, and then Purdy. And now here they are on opposite sides. 4th-round draft pick was the trade as Jerry Jones and the Cowboys acquired Lance from John Lynch and the Niners before the season got going. See Cooper Rush going to crank it up and get set. He'll probably come in here to close this game out. Did not expect Darnold and Rush to be the quarterbacks finishing this one. False start on the right tackle, McKivitz.
False start, number 68, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Hey, Melissa, go ahead.
Mike, back to Trey Lance. I talked to him this week about his future in the NFL. He said, I just turned 23, and my plan is to play a whole lot of football. It is absolutely his goal to become a starter again. He said he's thankful Dallas believed in him. He called it a fresh start. And when Lance first got to Dallas, he said he didn't want to be that guy asking too many questions, but Dak Prescott said, ask away. And Lance told me Dak has helped him so much already.
catch there for Ray McCloud. Chris, it's interesting when you think about Brock Purdy and Trey Lance and their history and their background. Purdy played a ton of college football. Lance didn't play much. Trey Lance has 21 starts in college and pro football, 38 less starts than Brock Purdy. So he has things to learn and now time and a place to learn them.
Yeah, and he was playing at a level where he was by far the best athlete on the field, right? And so between not getting a lot of reps and playing at that level, he had the ability, and I watched all of his games where he would take off and run and just run away from everybody and go the distance. But he never really had enough time to get tested in the kind of defenses that he's going to have to face in the National Football League.
So he kicked it away back.
Long going to let that go. Wisnowski, one of the best in the league at doing just that. Gets the gunner, Ronnie Bell, to stop a second ball inside the 10. That one at the 2. It is now 7 punts down inside the 10-yard.
Just destroyed this team without a shadow of a doubt. Destroyed. 42-10. I literally thought it would be a close game. Really did. But nowhere near. Nowhere absolutely near. What an embarrassment. Unreal.
In Santa Clara, 45 miles south of San Francisco, center of Silicon Valley. Backed up to the 1 for Cooper Rush as he comes in.
Back in.
Dak Prescott's night is done. And that fight, ball's just got to get out past the goal line. And Rico Dowdle did that, so no safety. It'll just be no gain in second down. We saw Cooper Rush last year after Dak Prescott got hurt on the opening Sunday night of the season. Come in and do a very good job leading the Cowboys to a 4-1 record as a backup quarterback, and really kept Dallas in position to make it to the divisional playoff where they lost to the 49ers. In his 6th year, Chippewa, Central Michigan. End zone and get it to Michael Gallup. Right about the 8-yard line, 3 shy of the first down.
Start thinking ahead. San Francisco at Philly is going to be a heck of a show, isn't it? Who knows where we're going to end up by the time we get there, but there are some studs on this football team in San Francisco. And that guy right there is...
Mate, Shanahan has done so well so far this season. It's unbelievable. Yeah, there was some
down in
tight
December, the week
defensive
after Thanksgiving.
players.
Thanksgiving,
they're creating
we've
holes
got the
like
49ers
this.
in Seattle. Do not count out
On the second
Seahawks.
quarter was just
Bring to the
dipping
table
down and
this
then going
week.
straight back up. They find good plays, good ways to keep the ball going,
15-yard line goes to
defensively and
Rico
offensively.
Dowdle. So you look at the Niners, they go to Cleveland next week and then to Minnesota. They'll play the Bengals, who got a nice win, and then all of a sudden compacted AFC
The Browns
North.
are
Then they
looking
play the
interesting.
NFL. They
The
get the off week
Vikings
in
and
week 9,
Bengals.
then they'll go to Jacksonville.
The
Jaguars
Browns
winning
and Bengals
against
look
Buffalo.
interesting.
And
Vikings
as you
don't.
were alluding to, Chris, it gets
It is what it is.
tougher after that. Tampa and Seattle at Philly. And the Seahawks again, they'll play Seattle twice in 3 weeks towards the end of the season. Deuce Vaughn brought down by Orrin Burks, just a yard. Now, on the other side, this Dallas schedule, I was talking to Jerry Jones on the field about this before the game. They've got a rough schedule coming up. The Chargers, their off week. The Rams
Eagles,
did lose the
Giants.
Eagles, but
Well,
like they're starting to be a better team than maybe you thought. And then at
Chargers,
the
they
Eagles,
could win it.
week 9,
Rams, they'll win
when
it.
you look at it in
Eagles, they'll
totality,
lose.
Chris,
Giants,
if you think of
they'll
who are the good
win.
teams in the NFC, there's Jerry and Stephen Jones, Gene Jones, Jerry's wife over to the left, Charlotte over to the right. He's in there somewhere as Dowdle gets upended by Ambry Thomas. If you look at the totality, who are the good teams, right? We started to learn a little bit. Or we thought Dallas was. They're probably still a good team, right?
Good team.
Philadelphia, Detroit, Lions look great. They're off to their best start in over a decade, 4-1. Seattle, that's Detroit's only loss. Dallas has to play all those teams, Philly twice, and they still have to go to Miami and Buffalo and the Chargers all on the road on top of that. And Dallas has a really tough road as you go through the rest of the season.
20-yard line.
36 for Rush.
That.
And he will be brought down and sacked by Kevin Gibbons, who had that fumble recovery in the first quarter along the sideline. It's been a decent night for the fourth-year man out of Penn State.
Where they just keep coming in waves, don't they? And then you begin to think about if Randy Gregory is who Randy Gregory might be, and he now is a 49er, they can just rotate these guys through. And they have Javon Kinlaw, number 99, who's come in this defense, and they take a lot of pride in what they do. It was Warner leading the way, but man, everybody
down the field.
Anger's kick is 53 yards. Ray McLeod from 35 with a head of steam. Got bumped down at the 47-yard line. A return of 12.
You know, we've seen it at Miami. We see it with Kyle Shanahan here.
Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, these guys are just unreal offensively, defensively, mate, just pure and utter greatness. Unbelievable.
Tonight did not work.
Drive for Sam Darnold, who's only seen mop-up duty so far in 3 games, and Tyrion Davis-Price.
And still pushing.
Give it to him for San Francisco. They're looking like a terrific runner here tonight. 16 on the run for a former national champion out of LSU.
Just so many different things to be impressed with this 49ers team, and now another Cowboy down.
Another injury for Dallas. It's Donovan Wilson, the safety. They play Wilson and Curse and Hooker, those 3 safeties, looking down at that right ankle area.
And he had a calf injury that kept him out of the first 2 games.
That's correct. His 3rd game back in the lineup. We're all watching ball like you were from early in the morning today with the game over in London. Just some headlines from this one tonight. George Kittle, 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Not a San Francisco tight end record. Christian McCaffrey also found the end zone for the 14th consecutive game. That is one shy of the NFL record for Dak Prescott, who had been high completions and low interceptions thus far this year. Not tonight. Brock Purdy, absolutely tonight. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Played a very in-control game, as he will remain undefeated in his regular season career and move to 12-1 overall as a starter, with the only loss being the game that he got hurt in, the NFC Championship game.
That guy right there is a warrior, though. I love watching Donovan Wilson play the game. He just attacks from all angles and really has the respect of almost everybody who prepares to play against him. And if he could not go, that would hurt.
See the offensive lineman falling on his foot and trapping him there. Matt Pryor, the backup tackle's in there.
Can only imagine what's going through Dak's mind right now. It's like, what is it with this defense? We can't do anything against it. 2 straight playoff losses, and then out here tonight on national television.
Davis Price to the left. He pulled, which is not legal, for about 4 yards to the 35-yard line. Yeah, they only scored 12 points in the playoff game here last year, 17 in the wild card loss in Arlington a couple of years ago. And John Lynch has made his way down to the sideline. Hall of Fame player, championship player, and has built this team. And to the point we were making earlier about the Randy Gregory acquisition, he and Kyle Shanahan knew, you know what, we need to get more of a pass rush in here. We need to have that urgency up front. So that was their focus in the offseason. Davis Price runs again inside to the 31-yard line.
Unbelievable.
And one of the additions to that defense that he's congratulating there as he came down was Javon Hargrave. And Lynch was telling us this week, Chris, that they decided we need to get a difference maker up front. So we went to Jed York, the CEO, and they've spent a lot of money. Think about the big names that they've brought in with big guarantees. And what did he tell Jed? We got to have this guy.
Yeah. He said, Jed listened to me for about 5 minutes. I'd rehearsed it on about 20 people already. He listened about 5 minutes, and he was like, "Hey, just shut up. Do you have a difference maker or not?" He goes, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "Okay, sign him." And that was about how long it took. But from an organizational standpoint, this team and this franchise has always been committed to doing whatever it takes to win championships.
Flag on the field.
Flag here.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's a great point. Think back to Eddie DeBartolo. Over the years, this was part of how the Niners always approached it. And players who are alums of the Niners love it. As a matter of fact, John was telling us that as the week was getting closer, he kept hearing, this player's coming back, this player's coming back. The alums wanted to be here to see this build-up big battle in the NFC against a team that so many memories have been created for fans, Cowboys and Niners over the years.
But you know, it's really interesting that Kyle Shanahan, being an offensive guy, you'd think that his focus would be on getting offensive skill position players. But he said, even when I was a kid in college, I'm back there, everybody else is taking quarterbacks and receivers and running backs. I'm drafting Michael Strahan.
When he's playing Madden. Right? He's building a team.
I'm all about trying to build that defensive line. And when you look at this defense, that's really what it's about. Because if you can control and get after the quarterback with just 4 pass rushers, and you've got 2 linebackers like they have on this team, it doesn't matter what route you're calling. You only have 2.5 seconds to get it out of there, and they're on you.
Well, what do play callers know? What screws you up the most? The pass rush, right? Throws all the timing off, and that's what's happened. We've hit the 2-minute warning here, so those of you who've been up since 6:30 Pacific time watching football.
Unreal. Dolphins defeat the Giants 31-16. Dolphins most total yards through 5 games in NFL history. New England Patriots 30-point losses for the first time since 1970. Last week 38-3. Today 34-0. Bloody hell. Patrick Mahomes Chiefs defeat the Vikings 27-20. First time quarterback to defeat 31 teams before the age of 30. Eagles defeat the Rams 23-14. 5-0 for a second straight season. One of two remaining undefeated teams made the Eagles and the Niners. Imagine if we're all undefeated until the Niners and Eagles pair up on, I think it's week 13 or week 14 of the regular season. Imagine.
I thought the 49ers would play well out here tonight. I didn't think they would be this dominant. I just didn't. And for me, I always get excited watching defensive football because so many times when people are talking about or evaluating football teams, they're talking about the quarterback and receivers and running backs and all that. And yet, when you're talking about the really top-end teams in the league right now, let's just stay in the NFC. But San Francisco, the way they're playing defense, Philadelphia with what they've got on the defensive side, and until tonight, the Dallas Cowboys on the defensive side, that sustains you. That always keeps you in ball games. And then when you have a quarterback that just doesn't turn it over or make mistakes, pretty good formula.
On downs, Dallas takes over again with 1:54 to go. Deuce Vaughn the carry for a yard. We are moments away from the Chevrolet postgame with more pushing and shoving going on. Melissa's going to interview the start of the game. We'll preview next Sunday's Giants-Bills game coming up on the Chevrolet postgame. Flag post-play was thrown with all the pushing. And this will get sorted out. This is the 13th drive. They're actually restraining one of the 49ers who's trying to get over at one of the Cowboys here well after the play. The 49ers are keeping the player away, and Eric Armstead was inserted back in the lineup to
after the play was
calm
over.
This down.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 73 of the offense. The down counts. It's second down, 15-yard penalty.
Javon Kinlaw is the player who's being held back. Let's see if we see what happened here. Flag was thrown. Tyron Smith pushing, shoving, lots of words. And Kinlaw's the guy they had to hold back. And
you know, Mike, I've always believed football players don't fear getting hurt. They fear getting embarrassed, dropping the game-winning touchdown pass, making a big mistake, or getting blown out like this when the whole country was watching you, right? This will be a bit of a humbler for the Dallas Cowboys, but this team has too much talent. They have too many different ways to win games to not bounce back. But I think that the 49ers have put a stake in the ground with this one.
I'll say.
And said, come get us.
And it's to the drawing board quick for Dallas. They'll go back out to the West Coast, come back out here to the West Coast, take on the Chargers next Monday night at SoFi. Chargers off here this week. You saw 99 Kinlaw. I wasn't really watching the ball. I was watching the play. And man, he and Tyron Smith went at it. Tyler Smith, excuse me, went at it on that snap. 3rd and 20 here in the final minute. And there they go again. This time, Dizzy Duga, the left tackle, Goga, I should say.
We should have just watched those two all night. That's been a good battle. They really were going at it.
Man, Vaughn for a couple. We're down to one snap here.
It was fun listening to John Lynch. Some of the players called him out and said, go over and play safety.
I know,
so
right?
Walk through. He said, go over and play safety. Started running all those motions and shifts. And
here we go.
Like,
I
didn't know what was going on. We didn't have all that back when I was with Tampa.
Dallas just going to take a knee here. And San Francisco will come out and do same. And we'll just make sure everybody gets it. They're stopping the clock here for a second. That was a 4th down play, so it's a change of possession. So the clock shouldn't have kept going. And everybody ran onto the field to end the game.
The quarterback knelt down on 4th down. We have a change of possession. Please reset the game clock to 10 seconds on the game clock. Change of possession on down.
Allen doing the exact right thing there. No official did anything wrong. It was just everybody just assumed the kneel down was ending the game, and there were like 100 people on the field here. So
yeah, Melissa's already done.
Oh,
3
come on,
interviews.
this isn't the bleeding game, man.
Chevy post game's over.
God.
So bring everybody out for one more kneel down and call it a night. In 5 weeks, San Francisco and Philly, only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. Carolina's still looking for their first win. They fell to 0-5 after losing to the Lions. You talk about teams playing good defense. Detroit's run defense is as good as it has been in quite some time.
Hurry up, let's go. Let's end.
Nice lead in the NFC
Let's go to
North,
Betty Boys.
especially if Vegas beats Green Bay in the Monday Nighter tomorrow
Well
night.
done. Boom.
Darnold to a knee,
Finish.
and this one
42-10. An absolute
dominant performance.
incredible
15 in a row in the
doing,
regular season.
done. Well
We
done.
tie
for the
Niners
Niners.
history. That's a
Unbelievable for
pretty
Kyle Shanahan.
sporty
Plays it's
accomplishment.
done. Unreal. Brilliant win.
Will
for
they
the
meet
Niners.
again in the postseason?
Fantastic.
Time will tell, but for now, San Francisco is going to walk away feeling great about where they are.
Oh,
Dallas going to have to
5-0.
answer some questions
42-10.
after this one. Chevrolet.
All done and dusted. Guys, I'm done with the stream. I will catch you on the next video, all short during the week. But other than that,